Have you ever paused to wonder whether that everyday shower might actually be doing more harm than good once you pass 70? For decades, we treated daily bathing as the unquestioned rule for staying clean and healthy. Yet as our bodies change with age, the hygiene rules we grew up with can shift in ways that surprise us. That long, hot wash you find comforting may, without you noticing, be stripping away your skin's defenses, draining your energy, or even raising the chance of a dangerous fall. It sounds odd at first, but holding on to old routines can sometimes hurt more than help. In this video, we'll show how often seniors really ought to bathe and why the habit of washing every day isn't always the healthiest choice. You'll get 7 eye-opening insights grounded in science and geriatric care, plus practical, realistic steps to protect both dignity and well-being. Watch through to the end, and you'll not only learn the hidden dangers of overbathing, you'll also discover a simple, safer routine that keeps you feeling fresh without stepping onto a slippery tub floor. This isn't only about being clean. It's about preserving your skin, saving energy, and living your later years with confidence. Let's begin. Number 1. Daily baths can damage senior skin. Aging is something we all go through, and once you move into your 70s, the story your skin tells changes in ways you can feel. What used to be forgiving and quick to recover becomes thinner, drier, and noticeably more fragile. That change isn't merely cosmetic. It is a biological shift that reduces the skin's ability to protect itself from everyday stresses. Over time, the natural oils that once shielded the body taper off, leaving the surface more vulnerable to irritation and injury. When a senior steps into a hot shower every single day, the immediate comfort can hide a slow and steady removal of whatever protective oil remains. Skin specialists like Dr. warn that strong soaps and steamy water dissolve vital lipids and upset the skin's delicate pH balance. The consequence is more than simple dryness. The skin's barrier weakens, making it prone to irritation, cracking, and infection. This dryness frequently starts as tightness or a persistent itch, but it can rapidly become a condition called xerosis. With xerosis, the skin develops a rough, scaly texture that may sting or split when moved. Even the smallest cracks are open invitations to bacteria or fungi, especially for older adults whose immune response slows with age. What begins as an innocent itch may escalate into painful wounds or serious infections if left unchecked. The effect reaches far beyond physical discomfort. Anyone who has battled dry, itchy skin knows how much it intrudes on daily life. Sleep becomes fragmented, clothes rub painfully against sensitive patches, and a routine that should soothe, bathing itself, turns into something to dread. For seniors already coping with arthritis or limited mobility, added skin discomfort increases the overall burden. Scientific studies support what experience already suggests. Hot water speeds the loss of natural oils, and alkaline soaps disrupt the skin's protective layer. For a person in their 70s or 80s, these changes are far more significant than they once were, and repeated daily showers only deepen the damage. The good news is there are gentler choices. Cutting down full baths to a few times each week and choosing lukewarm water over hot helps preserve those natural oils. Swapping harsh soaps for mild, pH-balanced cleansers protects the barrier. And immediately after washing, applying a fragrance-free emollient locks in moisture and prevents dryness from taking hold. These small adjustments let seniors stay clean and comfortable without sacrificing skin health. Beyond comfort, caring for the skin protects independence. Healthy skin resists infection, allows movement with less pain, and supports confidence in everyday life. By rethinking the habit of daily bathing, older adults can avoid needless harm and enjoy a better quality of life. Proof that sometimes less truly is more. Number 2, bathing less can reduce infection risk. For most of our lives, we were taught that frequent bathing equals good hygiene. Yet after 70, a surprising truth emerges. Fewer full baths can actually lower the chance of infection and support overall health. This is not about dropping standards. It's about matching habits to the realities of an older body. Aging skin thins and becomes more delicate, and a minor scrape that healed in a few days when you were younger may now linger for weeks. Decreased circulation, a slower immune response, and reduced cell turnover make recovery slower and more vulnerable to complications. That means every small tear or break in the skin is more than an inconvenience. It becomes a potential entry point for bacteria. Daily showers, especially when paired with very hot water and strong soaps, raise that risk. Each wash removes protective oils that bind skin cells together and keep the surface intact. Without that shield, the skin is more likely to split under ordinary pressures. A sweater tug, a brace rubbing, or a light bump against furniture can produce tiny tears. Add the mechanical stress of vigorous scrubbing, and the surface becomes even more susceptible. Several studies have found links between frequent washing and higher rates of skin tears among older adults. These tears, though small, are serious. They can let bacteria, such as staph, into the tissue, causing infections like cellulitis and sometimes necessitating long courses of treatment or hospitalization. By bathing less, for example, every other day or 2 to 3 times a week, seniors give their skin a chance to recover and retain protective oils. On the in-between days, targeted cleaning with a soft cloth on key areas like the underarms, groin, and face keeps things fresh without stripping the whole body. This preserves hygiene while maintaining the body's natural defenses. The benefits stretch beyond purely physical health. Fewer skin tears mean fewer clinic visits, less discomfort, and more freedom to enjoy life without the constant worry of infections. For someone like 79-year-old Mr. Ramesh Desai, who manages multiple chronic conditions, a lighter routine can translate into fewer medical setbacks and more days spent doing what he loves. Think of it as choosing resilience over rigid habit. If you're still watching and finding this helpful, please comment number 2 below so we know you're here. And if you haven't yet, consider subscribing and turning on the bell so you don't miss future videos. Your support helps us keep making useful content. Number 3, the risk of falls outweighs the inconvenience of a little dirt. The bathroom is far from a neutral place for older adults. It's one of the most hazardous rooms in the house. Statistics show that more than 1 in 4 people over 65 experience a fall each year, and a large portion of those falls occur in bathrooms. For someone over 70, the danger grows because balance weakens, muscles lose strength, and reflexes slow. Turning a daily shower into a ritual increases exposure to slippery surfaces. Wet tiles, soap suds, and glossy tubs create conditions where a single misstep can lead to disaster. Factor in the steam that can blur vision, the warmth that can make you feel unsteady, or the fatigue that sets in from standing too long, and the risk multiplies. What might once have been a pleasant, refreshing routine now becomes a gamble that carries serious consequences. A single fall at this stage often leads to fractures, a broken hip, a head injury, or a long hospital stay. Recovery can take months, and for many it changes the course of life, sometimes forcing a move into assisted living because independence was lost after an accident. Cutting down on full baths dramatically reduces the number of risky trips into the bathroom. Bathing once or twice a week, supplemented by sponge baths and focused washing on other days, keeps you clean while sharply lowering the chance of fall. Practical safety changes matter too. Non-slip mats, solid grab bars, a stable shower chair, and a handheld shower head all reduce risk. But even with those measures in place, fewer times spent navigating a wet, slippery environment is the simplest way to stay safer. Cleanliness is important, but it cannot outweigh the threat of broken bones or long-term disability. For seniors who wish to keep their freedom, to remain in their homes, and avoid unnecessary hospital visits, trimming down full baths is one of the smartest moves. A bit of dirt or sweat is inconvenient, but a fall can change everything. Protecting yourself from that possibility is not neglect. It's a practical act of self-care. Number 4, your body already does a lot of the cleaning for you. It may surprise some people, but the body has built-in systems that help keep the skin healthy without constant scrubbing. Systems that become increasingly valuable after 70, when skin grows thinner and more sensitive. Instead of relying on lathers and hot water, your body uses natural oils, helpful microbes, and steady cell renewal to maintain balance and defend against harm. Across the skin lives a thriving community called the microbiome. Far from being simply harmful, many of these microorganisms act like allies. They feed on sweat, oils, and dead cells, transforming them into harmless byproducts and sometimes producing compounds that inhibit dangerous bacteria. This microbiome functions as a living shield, protecting against infection and reducing irritation. The body also secretes sebum, a fine oil that coats the skin, locking in moisture and forming a barrier against dirt and germs. When bathing becomes too frequent, particularly with hot water and harsh soaps, this thin protective film is stripped away. For older adults who already produce less oil, that loss is much harder to recover from. Cell turnover also plays a role. Every day, the skin sheds dead cells in a quiet process called desquamation, which helps carry away particles and keep the surface renewed. Together, microbiome, sebum, and cell renewal form a powerful system that often works best when it isn't constantly disrupted. History shows that people once bathed far less than the daily custom common today. Daily showers are a relatively modern habit shaped by culture and advertising as much as hygiene science. Seniors in particular can benefit by returning to a gentler rhythm and letting the body do its stabilizing work. This doesn't mean ignoring hygiene. Targeted washing of high-need areas, underarms, groin, face, keeps you feeling fresh while leaving the rest of the skin to maintain its natural balance. Mild cleansers, used when necessary with lukewarm water and a soft touch, protect fragile skin. For example, 76-year-old Emma found that switching from daily showers to spot cleaning and gentle weekly baths reduced her itching and made dressing more comfortable. Research supports what many seniors experience at home. Overwashing frequently triggers dryness and eczema flares, while a lighter approach helps the skin stabilize. For older adults, this change is empowering. It frees you from an ingrained rule that may no longer serve your health, replacing it with a kinder, smarter routine. When you trust the body to play its part, you may sleep better, itch less, and feel more comfortable in your clothes. It's a reminder that nature often knows best when we give it a chance. If you're still watching, comment number 4 below so we know you're with us, and consider subscribing and turning on the bell to support future videos. Number 5. Many experts now recommend bathing once or twice a week. For a lot of people, the idea of bathing only once or twice a week sounds strange. After all, daily showers are deeply ingrained in modern life. But an increasing number of dermatologists and geriatric physicians agree that for many seniors, less frequent bathing is not just acceptable, it's healthier. This recommendation comes from decades of clinical observation and studies, and it reflects the unique vulnerabilities of aging skin. Thinner, drier skin doesn't tolerate the same level of daily washing. Instead of preserving health, overbathing often causes harm by drying the surface, breaking down the protective barrier, and increasing irritation and infection risk. Adapting routines is not about letting standards slip. It's about being wise and realistic about what supports health and comfort later in life. Seniors have widely differing lifestyles. Take, for example, 74-year-old William, who spends most of his time reading indoors and rarely gets sweaty. He may need far fewer full baths than 72-year-old Sophia, who spends hours tending her community vegetable plot and walks daily to the market. Someone dealing with incontinence or healing pressure ulcers may still require targeted cleaning of particular areas, but not a full body wash every day. Experts emphasize personalization. Hygiene should be tailored, not one size fits all. Practical studies back this up. Research has observed that older adults who bathe less often report fewer incidents of skin breakdown, fewer infections, and even fewer pressure-related wounds while experiencing greater comfort and less fatigue. A balanced schedule, full baths once or twice a week combined with spot cleaning on other days, keeps bodies clean while preserving natural defenses. There are emotional advantages too. Many seniors feel pressured to maintain daily showers because that routine has been socially enforced for so long. Discovering that medical professionals support a lighter approach brings relief. It allows older adults to let go of unnecessary effort and concentrate energy on meaningful activities, spending time with family, hobbies, or simply resting. Odor, many people's main worry, can usually be managed by clean clothes, deodorant, and quick cloth washes. For most seniors, these simple strategies maintain social comfort without the downsides of daily bathing. Ultimately, bathing once or twice a week alongside sensible in-between hygiene keeps people healthy, conserves energy, and safeguards dignity. A smarter standard tailored to the realities of aging. Number 6. Daily bathing can be exhausting. For younger adults, a shower often feels like a short, refreshing part of the day. For many seniors, however, bathing is one of the most physically demanding tasks they face. What was once routine can become an energy-draining chore that stresses the body and sometimes leaves a person feeling worse than before. Standing for 10 to 15 minutes under running water may seem easy, but for someone with frail muscles, arthritis, or heart conditions, it can be tiring. Warm water causes blood vessels to dilate, which can lower blood pressure and make someone feel lightheaded or dizzy. In a slippery shower, that dizziness becomes dangerous. For those with chronic lung conditions, the steam itself can feel oppressive, making it harder to breathe. The physical movements involved, reaching to scrub the back, bending to wash feet, gripping slippery soap with stiff hands, all demand strength and flexibility that may be limited by pain or stiffness. After the bath comes the effort of drying, dressing, and perhaps needing to sit and recover because of fatigue. Medical studies have highlighted these realities, showing that daily bathing can sap energy and even discourage older adults from other important activities. When energy is expended on the shower, there may be less available for walking, preparing meals, or spending time with friends and family. In that way, daily baths can unintentionally steal from life's meaningful moments. Reducing the frequency of full baths helps preserve precious energy. Practical adjustments, using a shower chair, a handheld nozzle, lowering water temperature, or having someone help with washing, make the process easier. But simply cutting down how often the body must go through that tiring routine is often the most effective change. Bathing less frequently and relying on spot cleaning on non-bath days protects hygiene while keeping energy for what matters. The benefits are not only physical. When bathing becomes less of an ordeal, seniors often feel more in control and less anxious about personal care. They can approach grooming calmly instead of with dread, and they can reinvest saved energy into activities that lift their spirits. Playing with grandchildren, watering a small balcony garden, or reading a favorite book. By lightening the bathing schedule, older adults protect skin and safety while preserving stamina, dignity, and independence. It's not about giving up standards. It's about choosing routines that honor real physical limits. If this part resonates, type number 6 in the comments below, and remember to subscribe and tap the bell so we can bring you more helpful content. Number 7. Hygiene is much more than bathing. The biggest shift in thinking comes from realizing that personal hygiene doesn't have to mean stepping into the shower every day. Cleanliness and dignity can be preserved with many simple alternatives that avoid slippery floors, scalding water, and exhausting routines. Wet wipes offer a fast, gentle way to freshen the areas most likely to collect sweat and odor: underarms, groin, and skin folds. A warm washcloth does the same job with an extra touch of comfort, letting someone clean the essentials without needing a full bath. Hand washing remains one of the single most powerful habits for preventing illness, and when practiced regularly, it has a far greater impact on health than daily body washing. Oral care matters too. Brushing and flossing protect teeth and gums and reduce bacteria that can affect overall health. Clothing also plays a big role in how clean you feel. Putting on fresh garments made from breathable fabrics, combing hair, and using a light deodorant can boost confidence and make you feel presentable without needing a lengthy shower. These options are not just conveniences. For many seniors, they're essential tools for staying independent. People like 77-year-old Emily tell us that switching to focused daily wipes and weekly tub baths made her feel just as clean socially, while causing far fewer skin problems and less fatigue. Research comparing these practical approaches finds similar results. Seniors who rely on spot cleaning and proper clothing feel socially comfortable and report fewer skin issues than those who bathe every day. The point is that hygiene is flexible. It should be tailored to health, lifestyle, and comfort. Some people will still prefer a full bath once a week, others twice. What matters is consistency in the practices that protect health. Hand washing, oral care, wearing fresh clothes, and targeted cleaning of areas that need it most. The bottom line is clear. For people over 70, reducing the number of full baths can mean stronger skin, fewer falls, more energy, and a longer stay in independent living. Hygiene becomes less about following an outdated rule and more about choosing what truly supports well-being in later life. That is the wisdom of age, knowing when to let go of what no longer serves you and embracing what does. We've walked through the surprising truth about bathing in later life, and the message is unmistakable. Daily showers, once treated as essential, can actually work against the body after you reach your 70s. From fragile skin that dries and cracks under repeated hot water, to the hidden danger of slips and falls, and the simple exhaustion bathing can bring, the risks often outweigh the benefits. Your body has its own protective systems, natural oils, helpful microbes, and continuous cell renewal that do many of the cleaning tasks for you if you avoid constant disruption. Many geriatric clinicians and skin experts now say that 1 or 2 full baths a week, combined with targeted cleaning between those days, is more than sufficient for most older adults. This isn't lowering the bar for hygiene. It's raising the bar for self-care by aligning routines with the realities of aging. Think of the freedom this change brings. By stepping away from an outdated expectation, you preserve skin, protect your balance, keep more energy, and hold on to independence longer. Instead of being drained by a daily chore, you reclaim strength for the things that truly matter, spending time with family, enjoying hobbies, and living each day more comfortably. Which part of today's message struck you the most? The need to protect fragile skin, the danger of bathroom falls, or the idea that less effort can mean better health? Take a moment and share one change you'll try this week to honor your body and adopt a healthier care rhythm. We'd love to hear from you. Leave a comment and tell us one thing you learned and how you plan to use it. Your thoughts motivate us and help shape future videos. If this video helped you, please like, subscribe, and share. Your support allows us to keep creating helpful and respectful content. Thanks for watching, and we can't wait to see you in the next video.